Don't pen me! Let's get out of here, yo!
The voyage of discovery is over, and it's goodbye experts. Tomorrow, John and Edward must become the experts themselves and compete to give some tourists a tour that they'll never forget. Question is, can they remember anything at all?
We have to focus, Kate. We got to think of all the facts we learned today. How are they going to come to life? We need to get the whole thing and make it so much cooler. Think about, Kate. And what else? What the torture thing? I hope I get the ravens. I love the ravens. I love that. All the whole. I knew everything about ravens. I'm serious, Kate. I don't think I know all the facts.
It's time for the boys to meet up with Brian and Joe again and divvy up those stories.
Right, Joe, it's time to go. Let's go. Whoa, you're gonna lose.
We're not gonna lose. You're gonna lose. See you in the stocks, Joe. See you in the stocks. See you in the stocks.
Let's go, Edward.
John and Brian are our names.
And together we are Jedward.
Team Edward.
Yeah.
You will teach the tourists who the beefeaters are and what their real name is.
You have to teach the tourists the origins of the tower and who built it and how many towers there are today.
I know this one.
Do you know this one?
Yeah, we do know.
Yeah!
You will teach the tourists about the use of torture and how long it took before Guy Fawkes gave up. So how can we make that interesting?
We need to teach the tourists about the magnificent ravens.
But I was thinking maybe like a raven costume.
You'll be teaching the tourists about the animals that lived at the tower and the name given to the zoo. I think dress up time.
It's gonna be so much fun.
I know.
How many people were beheaded at the tower?
6, 7. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, Brian all the way.
Jedward, yeah.
Jedward, we've got our plan. We know what we're doing.
Your name's Joe.
Your name's Edward.
Here we are.
Jedward, yeah. Yeah.
With only a few hours left in the day, the boys are heading back to Jedward HQ to get ready for tomorrow.
Edward, I'm gonna beat you, okay? Whatever. Edward, I know way more facts than you. You couldn't even find the place this morning. Edward, I always knew where we were going. John, the Tower of London was so big and you couldn't even see it.
Tomorrow it's competition time, and they must both prepare a tour that has to entertain and inform if they want to win.
You're gonna lose tomorrow. No, you're gonna lose.
Oh, morning! It's 6 a.m. and a group of tourists are on their way to the tower. They have no idea that Jedward are about to be their guides in a tour of a lifetime. Meanwhile, back at Jedward HQ, the boys are waking after a long night of planning.
Guys, okay, we're totally ready to go, okay? We're really excited, okay? Edward, let's go! Guys, okay, today me and John have to wear different clothes. So John's wearing panda shoes, I'm gonna wear a new pair of runners.
Right, I'm excited. I've never been to Tower of London.
I don't know anything about the tower at all.
Yeah, I remember everything. The large tower was originally called the tower because there's only one tower. And as time and time went by, the towers got more and more people. Guys, okay, I'm serious. I don't remember anything.
I have not got a clue who may be doing the tours today. I really hope it's someone clever because I think we've got to learn stuff.
What else? I don't know anything. Well, I know everything. So I actually can't remember anything. All I can remember is those ravens and they flew around the place. That's my thing. That's my thing. That's what I'm meant to be doing. What am I meant to do? I'm not doing ravens. I'm doing ravens. And then I'm talking about. I'm meant to talk about the. What am I talking about? I'm totally prepared, John. Earlier last night, I made loads of cool stuff.
It's almost time to face the music. The tourists are only minutes away. Which team will give the best tour? Which team will face the stocks? It's showtime! I can't watch.
I don't know what's going to happen today. I mean, whenever you work with Jedward, I think you just got to expect the unexpected.
I asked John what he knew about the torture chamber and Guy Fawkes. He was like, yeah, we're going to win. Whoa. The fact that I know more about the Tower of London than John is slightly alarming.
The tourists are in for the surprise of their life. It's time to meet their tour guides.
What up, guys? Okay, I'm John. I'm Edward. And together we are Jedward. High fives all around. It's going, guys. Oh, whoa. Jedward. Yeah.
Jedward, I thought they weren't real, and they are.
Our special friends are here with us. Brian Dowling and Joe Swash. Make some noise.
Today I think it's going to be great. I don't know what's going to happen. It might be a bit crazy.
You know, I think it will be memorable, but whether it's the facts that we need to remember or not is probably a different matter.
All right, guys, let's go. Come on, let's go.
It's time for the boys to put all their plans into action. They each have 3 stories to tell. Don't forget, the team who don't deliver the correct info will face the dreaded stocks. John and Brian are up first with a tale of the tower's famous beefeaters. They must make the tourists remember the beefeaters' other name.
You guys are probably wondering right now, in your brains, who this guy is in this amazing uniform. He is a beef eater, aka also known as a yeoman warder. This is what it stands for. Yeoman warders of Her Majesty's Royal Palace of the Sovereigns. Okay. Yeoman warders means.
Oh dear. John's confused. So are the tourists, and so am I. It's important the boys get the info across in a way the tourists will remember.
Or yeoman warder for short. So that's a lot easier. I think we'll go with yeoman warder, okay?
John and Brian have left the tourists proper confused, which means Edward and Joe have a chance to do better. They're tackling the story of how many towers there are at the Tower of London. It's important they mention the number. To explain, the boys have decided to show them which kings built which towers.
And it all started with William the Conqueror.
Hey, oui. My name is Mr. Conqueror. You all been conquered. What I need now is a lovely tower.
But it wasn't big enough for Richard the Lionheart. It wasn't big enough for Richard the Lionheart.
You've got no chance. Give me 10 minutes.
Richard the Lionheart, where are you?
This story could take some time. King after king after king after king, and still no mention of towers, until finally...
Edward III came and built the final tower, the Cradle Tower, which made a final of 21 towers, the Tower of London.
That's it. Yes!
Nice one, fellas. But could all the props and costumes have made the tourists miss the key fact? John and Brian are hoping so. After all the confusion with the yeoman, they need to step up their game. They've planned a rib-tickling story about Guy Fawkes that they hope the tourists won't forget. The one detail they must get across is how long he lasted on the rack.
We got the most famous instrument of torture,
The rack.
And the most famous person to be stretched on this was Guy Fawkes. He lasted less than 2 hours. How long?
2 hours.
No, less than 2 hours. This was his autograph before he came in. And then after, this is what his autograph looked like. He's like, look, these are Jedward tickle sticks. We're gonna tickle you so much that you're not gonna be able to write your name.
Okay, well, Letitia, 3, 2, 1, write your name now.
Go!
Okay, there we go. Let's have a look at Letitia's.
Yes! Think about it, okay? Guy Fawkes lasted less than 2 hours. You lasted
10 seconds.
Lasted 10 seconds.
Give it up for Letitia, everybody!
Of course, talk to the tourists. What a great way to get them to remember. John and Brian are back in the game.
I'm not going to forget the guys being tickled. That was very funny. Very memorable.
It's Edward and Joe's turn again, with the legend of the ravens.
Now you're complete. You are a raven.
I actually feel like a raven. Let's go, Edward!
The boys need to impress and get across to the tourists how many ravens are kept at the tower at all times.
Raven, where are you? Raven, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I'm here!
Okay, as you guys are probably wondering, Joe's dressed up as a raven because ravens are so important here.
They are.
There is 6 ravens here, and it all goes back to an old legend. If there isn't 6 ravens, the White Tower will turn to dust.
Push me, I need a push.
Joe's crazy ravens got everyone in stitches, but will they recall the crucial info later when they're tested?
Raven, I got this suit especially made. You're not meant to be attacking me. I'm Edward from Jedward. So not cool.
Whatever Edward and Joe can do, Team Brian can do better.
Make your noise, your animal. You're a tiger. Make a rock.
They're making everyone dress up for the story of the zoo, where many animals once lived at the tower. The boys must explain the zoo's special name if they stand a chance of winning.
Okay, was basically a place where all the animals went. Here in the Tower of London, they used to have every single type of animal. They had elephants, they had zebras, they had bears, they had lions, they had polar bears.
What?
Now they were all dressed as animals, let's do a song.
I love a song.
With a ooh ooh here and a ooh ooh there, here ooh there, whatever. Ooh ooh was a king who had a tar. E-I-E-I.
I have an idea.
What?
Let's chase the animals back into the wild.
Go!
Did they mention the name of the zoo? And with all that singing and dancing, will the tourists remember?
Well, that was all a bit crazy.
Too much singing and dancing.
I don't know if I took any of that information in right then.
Edward and Joe have decided to up the ante. Yes, that's right. It's time for Edward to put on a dress. There she is. The boys are heading to Traitor's Gate, and they must get across how many prisoners were beheaded at the tower.
This is Traitor's Gate. Traitor. All the prisoners were brought through this gate, and there was 7 people beheaded, and the most famous person that was beheaded was Queen Anne Boleyn, which I am today, but she wasn't a guy, she was a girl. This is like really unusual for me. I never wear dresses.
I'm ready for our performance, Edward. Let's do this. Traitors, come through, traitors, come through. Calm down. I'm not going to cut your head off with an axe. I'm going to cut it off with a sword. Come here, you! Come here!
Edward has impressed with his dress-wearing skills, but is it enough to make the tourists remember and keep Jedward out of the stocks? The teams have played kings and queens, monkeys and ravens, danced, sang, and tickled their way through a tremendous tour of the tower. But how well do they think they've done?
All in all, out of 10, we definitely got 10.
And I would say we could get offered a new job here today.
Yeah.
Edward is a fountain of knowledge. He knew everything.
It's time to test the tourists! The tourists will be asked one question on each of the stories.
How many ravens need to be kept at the tower?
I know they keep one spare.
For each correct answer, there's a point for the team who told that story.
Wow.
And the team with the most points wins.
What are the beefeaters called?
The Yearville or something?
Yeoman warriors.
While the losers will be locked in the stocks, face a giant catapult and the ultimate drenching.
You think we've done it?
I hope we've won. If we don't win this could be like the end of our career.
It could be the end of Jedward, but the start of Jedward.
Losing to Joe Swash? Police.
Jedward.
Police.
Like, come on. We definitely have to win this.
The test is over. The scores are in. It's time to reveal the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I have the final results. With a score of 20 points, John and Brian.
Yes! We're winners. We're definitely winning this.
Double 10, 20.
And Joe and Edward have a score of 28.
Why did we lose, John?
It's all to do with the name. Many of them said Yeoman Warriors.
Yeoman Warriors!
Yeoman Warders.
How could you guys get that wrong? We told you to pay attention.
Listen, open your ears.
Losers John and Brian have been locked in the stocks. The ancient catapult is being primed and loaded. The boys are only moments away from their fate.
I was there at the dressing just to make it look pretty.
Brian, it's your fault.
How's it my fault?
It's your fault.
You were giving the talk. You used the
You should
envelope, the
make
big gold
sure
envelope.
they knew it was Yeoman Warder, not Yeoman Warrior.
I just wanted to dress up as a monkey.
Oh, me too. Meanwhile, Edward and Joe are eyeing up their target. It's time for a drenching.
3, 2, 1.
Oh! You lucky little sausage, Brian.
Brian and John.
No!
My hair! Open it! Go!
Edward! Oh, you left, John! You're my team! Oh.